Hello guys, so today I want you to take down these notes and then work on the worksheet. Today's notes are solving polynomial equations. Remember, you can pause the video whenever you need to. So here are two other ways that we can factor. There are the sum of two cubes and the difference of two cubes. So when you look at sum, since sum means to add, right here we're adding a cubed plus b cubed. When we have the difference of two cubes, we are subtracting two cubes. So a cubed minus b cubed. The factors are going to be, once you figure out what a is, not a cubed, but a, then you can figure out the factors. One is going to be a binomial. There's two terms here. The next one is going to be a trinomial. There's three terms here. I'll show you a quick way to remember the signs for these. So for the sum, the binomial has the same sign. So this and this sign are the same. And then same thing for the difference. If you look at the difference, the next sign is the same, so same sign. The next one after that, for the sum, it's subtraction. For the difference, it's plus. So for this second sign, it's the opposite sign. This one is the opposite. So same sign, opposite sign, next one. The last one, here we have a plus, and here we have a plus. So the last sign is always positive. For both of them, always positive. Okay? So that's a quick way to remember it, because if you look at this, this spells S-O-A-P. It spells soap. So remember to use soap, and that will tell you the signs for your sum and difference of cubes, because it's same, opposite, and always positive. And it spells soap, so that's how you can remember the signs. Okay, so now let's take a look at some examples. So example 1, factoring 8x cubed plus 27y cubed. You always want to look for a GCF first. And then depending on the number of terms you have, which since I have two terms here, it could be either a squared minus b squared, a cubed minus b cubed, or a cubed plus b cubed. Looking here, it's a plus, so we have to see if it is a sum of two cubes. If it's not, then it's prime. But is there something that I could multiply 3 times and it gives me 8x cubed? So something times itself equals 8x cubed. So to get 8, I could do 2 times 2 times 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. And to get x cubed, x times x times x. So yes, what I'm cubing here is 2x. That means 2x is my a in my formula. Okay, plus, what am I cubing here to get 27y cubed? So what times itself is equal to 27y cubed. So that would be 3. 3 times 3 is 9, and 9 times 3 is 27. And then I need a y as well, because y times y times y is y cubed. So that means my b is 3y. So first you got to figure out what exactly is being cubed, because 8 is not a and 27 is not b. 2x is a and 3y is b. Once you figure out that, I want you to write out a and b out to the side. So a was 2x, b is 3y, and then you need 3 more things. You need a squared, ab, and b squared. Now that you know what a is 2x. To get a squared, I just have to multiply 2x times 2x. So right here, 2x times 2x would be 4x squared. A times b, that just means multiply 2x times 3x. So if I multiply 2x times 3y, we get 6xy. And then last is b squared. So right here, b squared, 3 times 3 is 9, y times y is y squared. So now that you have these, then we can use SOAP. Since this was a plus and it was a sum, use SOAP. So the plus means same for the binomial, same, plus, plus. The trinomial, the 3 terms, is going to be same, then opposite. The last one is always positive. And now you just have to fill these in order. So first, 2x. The next term will be 3y. The next one will be 4x squared, 6xy, and then 9y squared. And then that's your answer. So I'm showing you the trick to always get this right. Figure out what a and b are. Once you do that, write this off to the side. Do not use this as a and do not use this as b. 8 is not what's being cubed. It's 2x that's being cubed to get 8. So do not use these numbers as your a and your b, unless that number is 1, because 1 times 1 times 1 is 1. But 8 times 8 times 8 is not 8, so it's 2x. And then that's your answer, right? Okay, let's try another one. You can pause the video here and try this on your own. If you need another example, then we'll do this together. So to get 64x cubed, what times what is 64? And that would be 4. 4 times 4 times 4. And to get the x cubed, x times x times x. So 4x is what's being cubed here, and that's my a. Now this is a difference. What times what times what gives us 125. And that would be 5. 5 times 5 times 1 more 5 is 125. So this is just 5, and that's our b. So a is 4x, b is 5. Then we need a squared, ab, and b squared. So if a is 4x, then a squared would be 4x times 4x, 16x squared. AB would be 4x times 5, so that's 20x. And b squared is 5 times 5, which is 25. Now use SOAP. So we have a binomial, and then we have a trinomial. The binomial, same sign, so it'll be a minus. Opposite, so I'll put a plus. The last one is always positive. And then just write these in order. 4x, 5, 16x squared, 20x, and 25. And then that's it. Okay, next one, factor 9x cubed plus 5y cubed. So no GCF. What times what times what equals 9x cubed? And if you look at this, I can't really get 9. 9 is not a perfect cube. Your perfect cubes are going to be like 1, 2 times 2 times 2, so 8, 3 times 3 times 3 to 27, right? Those perfect cubes. And 9 is not one of them. So since they don't have anything in common, they don't have a GCF, and looking at 9 and 5, neither of those are cubes. 9 is a square, but since it's x cubed, that whole thing is not a square. So that means that this is prime. And that just means we can't factor it anymore, which is okay. That's it. Okay, so for our factoring techniques, just to review them all, no matter how many terms you have, the first thing you always look for is the greatest common factor, GCF. Okay, so no matter how many terms you have, if there's 2 terms, then it could be a difference of 2 squares. Okay, there's only difference of 2 squares. There's no sum of 2 squares. Or it could be difference of 2 cubes. Or the last possibility is a sum of 2 cubes. Okay, so those are your options for 2 terms after you check for a GCF. So always check for GCF first. Then if you have 2 terms left, look for any of these. If it's 4 or more terms, you look for the GCF first, no matter what. And then you're going to do factor by grouping. Okay, so those are our techniques for factoring. Make sure you have all the notes, write your name, and upload it into Google Classroom, and then work on the worksheet.